Hello! Today we'll be talking about Forretress. It's the first bug steel Pokemon. The first bug Pokemon in Gen 2 that has a different type than its pre-evolution. The first Pokemon in Gen 2 to have the Steel type, and the first Pokemon, by Pokedex number, to have been created with the Steel type. It's the evolution of Pineco, who evolves at level 31. Its previous PYC dates are September 18th, 1996, July 10th, 1999, April 30th, 2002, February 18th, 2005, December 10th, 2007, September 30th, 2010, July 21st, 2013, May 11th, 2016, March 2nd, 2019, and December 21st, 2021. I love the idea of a bagworm fortifying its defenses, although it looking like a clam is a strange decision, given Pineco's pinecone-like appearance. I also love this Pokemon's name. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Forretress, the bagworm Pokemon. His number is 0205. This is what it looks like. Its type is Bug Steel. Since this is our first Bug Steel Pokemon, I'll point out it's got the bug inside and the steel outside. Abilities, Sturdy. The Overcoat is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 75 or 17.5%. Breeding is egg group bug. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3'11" or 1.2 meters. Weight is 277.3 pounds or 125.8 kilograms. Its experience yield is 118 in Gen 2 through 4 and 163 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 2 in defense. Shape is that. It has no feet, so it has no footprint. Pokedex color is purple and base friendship is 70. Forretress is a dual type bug steel Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves from Pineco starting at level 31. Biology, Forretress is a large spherical insectoid Pokemon with no visible limbs. The upper and lower halves of its body are capped by bumpy steel plates, giving it a strong defense against opponents. Its outer plates have zigzagging ridges that open along its back and front, revealing its smooth, red inner shell. The inner shell is punctuated by 4 cylindrical spikes, each tapering to an open point. Between the spikes, the inner shell opens along a straight line to reveal Forretress' eyes, which are round with large pupils. Whatever else lies inside its shell is unknown. Forretress can defend itself from enemies by shooting out pieces of its outer shell as a conditioned reflex rather than a conscious effort. It opens its shell to capture prey, but this happens so quickly that its interior body cannot be seen. It lives in tropical and temperate forests, attaching itself immovably to tree trunks. As shown in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Forretress is capable of levitation. Evolution: Forretress evolves from Pineco, so you got Pineco, Forretress. Game data and PC appearances: Pokemon Magikarp Jump. Forretress may appear during training. As part of the Forretress Push training session, the player's Magikarp pushes it to earn JP. Pokedex entries: in Gen 2 in Gold, its entire body is shielded by a steel hard shell. What lurks inside the armor is a total mystery. Silver, it remains immovably rooted to its tree. It scatters pieces of its hard shell to drive its enemies away. Crystal, usually found hanging on to a fat tree trunk. It shoots out bits of its shell when it sees action. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon red, silver, crystal inserted, you get the gold entry, but if you have Pokemon blue, gold, or yellow inserted, you get the silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, Forretress conceals itself inside its hardened steel shell. The shell is opened when the Pokemon is catching prey, but it does so at such a quick pace that the shells inside cannot be seen. Emerald, it keeps itself inside a steel shell. The shell is opened when it is catching prey, but is so quick that the shells inside cannot be seen. Fire Red is the silver entry, and Leaf Green is the gold entry. In Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is encased in a steel shell. Its fearing eyes are all that can be seen of its mysterious innards. Heart Gold is very similar to Gold's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Its entire body is shielded by a steel hard shell. What lurks inside this shell is a total mystery. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is the same entry. Y is the silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Forretress and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 7 in Ultra Sun, when something approaches it, it fires off fragments of its steel shell in attack. This is not a conscious action, but a conditioned reflex. Ultra Moon, in the moment that it gulps down its prey, the inside of its shell is exposed, but to this day, no one has ever seen that sight. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are very similar to Diamond and Pearls, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It is encased in a steel shell. Forretress's eyes peer out, but what lies within this Pokemon's shell is unknown. In Gen 9, Scarlet is very similar to Crystal's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It's usually found hanging on a fat tree trunk. It shoots out bits of its shell when it sees action. Violet is Heart Gold's entry. Forretress in the Alola Pokedex in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And Forretress in the Paldea Pokedex. So this is another one that I remember they showed off pretty early because of the, in like the trailers and stuff. Because of the shiny new shell and stuff. That's a very nice effect. And of course it's next to a tree trunk. That's very good. You know, it's foggy for some reason. I don't know why they did that, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. And pretty good, I'd say, model as well. Game locations, side game locations. Stats, base stats. HP 75, attack 90, defense 140, special attack and special defense 60, speed 40 for a total of 465. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by fighting, flying, ground, rock, ghost, water, electric, and dark. Weak to fire for 4, immune to poison, resistant to normal, bug, steel, grass, psychic, ice, dragon, and fairy, all for half except for grass, which is for a 4th. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of poison-type moves is 1, so it would go from 0 to 1. Prior to Gen 6, the effectiveness of dark-type moves and ghost-type moves was half, so it went from half to 1 for both. Learn set by leveling up. We'll go to this Evo here and then down to 31. So upon evolution, you get Heavy Slam, 32 Payback, 36 Explosion, 42 Iron Defense, 46 Gyro Ball, and 50 Double Edge. Because this is a different type and it's pre-evolution, we'll read all of the TNs. So 1 Takedown, 7 Protect, 15 Struggle Bug, 21 Pounce, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 32 Swift, 36 Rock Tomb, 45 Venoshock, 47 Endure, 48 Volt Switch, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 51 Sandstorm, 53 Smart Strike, 55 Dig, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 71 Seed Bomb, 74 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 76 Rock Blast, 82 Thunder Wave, 83 Poison Jab, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 89 Body Press, 90 Spikes, 91 Toxic Spikes, 93 Flash Cannon, 99 Iron Head, 103 Substitute, 104 Iron Defense, 106 Drill Run, 111 Giga Drain, 116 Stealth Rock, 121 Heavy Slam, 124 Ice Spinner, 130 Helping Hand, 133 Earth Power, 134 Reversal, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 152 Giga Impact, 162 Bug Buzz, 163 Hyper Beam, 168 Solar Beam, 170 Steel Beam, 171 Terra Blast, 176 Sand Tomb, 178 Gravity, 180 Gyro Ball, 182 Bug Bite, 185 Lunge, 202 Pain Split, 204 Double Edge, 223 Metal Sound, 224 Curse, and 225 Hard Press. By breeding, we're skipping, nothing by prior evolution, side game data, you got all these, yep. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Almi in the browser entry. It flings gooey blobs. Beware, it may explode. In Guardian Signs, it causes explosions around itself. All these, yep, okay. Evolution data, Pineco, level 31 Forretress. So you got these. Oh, it starts off as like red and kind of this sort of gray red color. That's interesting. Then it becomes this sort of green color, or it's the screen color for the shiny. Yeah, it's one of those where you can really only see the top of it. Crystals, that's much more clearly purple as for the shell. Well, that's sort of the gray purple we have now. The eyes get a little bit bigger. It's interesting, yeah, the holes also get bigger for crystals. But Gen 3, so it's a different purple, a different red. Those kind of are between, I'd say, the two sizes for the eyes and the hole. These are probably different. These seem to be thinner. Then we've got the sort of sandy brown colors for the shiny. Yep. That's maybe a slightly different purple, slightly different. Yeah. But it's a major difference when we get to platinum here. But yeah, more or less stays the same. You can see, of course, it's another one where you can see more and more of it as we go through the generations of the backsprite. But yeah, major purple difference. So it keeps that, well, it's a slightly different purple, but more or less keeps that sort of darker purple. Then it sort of becomes a lighter version of that one in Gen 5, and then we get the full back sprites. Then we got the modern, sort of really light purple. Hardly even purple anymore. But yeah, then we got these. It looks like to be a little bit more, I don't know, gold, I guess? Like, this is, like, it looked like sand, and now it's not somewhat, like, darker sand now, but then, I don't know. Then I got these are basically the same. I mean, there might be, well, the line, it seems more like the back sprite is the main difference. Sort of lines are a little bit different. That's interesting. I got Homes, their version. Got the shiny purple again. Yep. Then we've got in animation, Forretress and Pokemon the series, Ruby and Sapphire. I guess Brock's Forretress was the big one. Got all these. Pokedex entries. I already recorded this one for the anime section, so let Dexter read it.
Forretress, the bagworm Pokemon. Forretress is the evolved form of Pineco. Its entire body is covered in a steel hard shell.
Got in the manga, Forretress in Pokemon Adventures. Pretty cool. Then the TCG trivia. We read this first one in the Pineco video. Forretress is the first original Steel-type Pokemon in the National Pokedex, as Magnemite and its evolution were not Steel types in Gen 1. Forretress's Crystal Still sprite is different from that of Gold and Silver, making it one of few Pokemon to have 3 distinctly different sprites in Gen 2. In Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs, its Poke Assist is shown to be Steel in the capture screen, but turns out to be normal after the capture. Forretress could always learn Swift as an egg move, but oddly could not learn it via TM or Move Tutor until Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. Origin, Forretress is based on a bagworm, possibly one inhabiting a discarded shell of a horse chestnut or a walnut, though it resultingly resembles bivalves such as giant clams, as they share a 2-half shell structure. Before Pokemon Scarlet and Violet depicted it, levitating, Forretress's primary means of locomotion was hopping, which is similar to the Mexican jumping bean, a nut pod which appears to jump because it contains a writhing bug larva. Following Pineco's weaponry theme, Forretress seems to be based on gun turrets, bombs, cannons, and cannonballs, and fortresses. The tube-shaped cannons around it resemble the siphons in insects and mollusks. Name origin, Forretress and Forretos may be a combination of forest, fortress, and possibly turret. Now the languages, related articles, let's move on. Now let's watch the first scene of the anime featuring Forretress. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 259, Entei at Your Own Risk. In this episode, Team Rocket is sucking up a bunch of Pokemon, including Pineco here. This is Brock's Pineco. And so Brock went to save Pineco, but was hit by a random Ursaring, and so Pineco's gonna evolve, presumably to save Brock.
Pineco!
It's evolving.
What was that?
Oh. Apparently it's stopping the
Knocking the wind out of our twisty Twibo tempest!
There's Team Rocket. Jesse James and Meow. Yeah, okay, so that would be a new scene. So that is Forretress's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why people love Forretress. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who are familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image. That's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Fakeamon Russo Mega Evos by Tipsy Ra 1D3N. So we've got these fake Mega Evolutions. They don't have Mega Evolutions as of the filming of this. We'll see what Z Alpha does if they decide to make any evolutions for any of these characters. We'll see. But some of them seem to be colored, some of them seem to not be. I don't know if maybe they ran out of time or lost interest and they just uploaded what they had. Or maybe it's a compilation of a bunch of them, and like, yeah, maybe some of them were, yeah, they just ran out of time or something, I don't know. But we got Flygon, so Mega Flygon here, so this cool sort of interpretation of what that might look like, sort of extending those out, and like extending everything, and kind of making it more of a spike. Then we've got Love Disc, which seems to be a Love Disc commanding an army of Love Discs, sort of like Wishy-Washy, in its school form, kind of combining to make a bigger looking fish. Then we've got, I'm not entirely sure which one this one's supposed to be. Oh, it's a Viper, I think. I think this is supposed to be a Viper. So it went with like a winged snake thing going on here. It's kind of hard to tell what the colors though. Then we got Mega Zigzagoon. So this cool sort of has it like at the coat, and the arms are bigger. Then we got Mega Forretress, so it turns the clamshells into sort of arms, making it look more like sort of a crab creature, I guess. It's kind of fun. We've got Mega Lantern, making all these different lights appear on its body, kind of expanding it. It's fun. Then we got Mega Girafarig, so kind of basically the original idea that it had, but like more of a Mega Evolution kind of style, I guess. Then we've got Mega Arcanine, so leading even more into that sort of ancient Chinese dragon look. I think this last one's supposed to be Mega Melodic. Kind of interesting how they expanded all the different features and stuff. It's very interesting. Very nice pieces of art. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I've talked about Smeargle before I can evolve Pineco into Forretress. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Dunsparce. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.